A devastating scene Thursday in Crystal. Right in this location in the 5300 block of 36th Avenue is where a two-vehicle crash occurred that killed a man who happened to be on the sidewalk. Today we hear from a person who saw the scene shortly after the crash happened. Here's reporter Sonia Goins.
Some Crystal residents are calling for safety improvements the day after a man was hit and killed while walking near Cub Foods off 36th Avenue. These yellow marks in the road are a somber reminder of the loss of life. The victim's son visited the accident scene on Friday. He didn't want to go on camera, but he did tell us his dad is in his 60s and was out on a daily walk when he was hit and killed.
I seen two cars. One of them was flipped over.
Leo Wren walked to the scene shortly after the accident.
It was a lot of big mess. It was glass everywhere, all type of stuff. So it was a really big mess out there.
He lives a block away and says that many people walk this area to go to the nearby shops and the grocery store.
Just this particular road has a lot of accident than any other road that I know.
The Robbinsdale resident says it's so dangerous, he won't let his two children walk this stretch of sidewalk.
I try to make sure they stay in my yard, you know what I mean? I don't even want them riding on the pathwalk because I'm not sure if anybody's going to run on a curve and run them over.
The speed limit is 30 miles per hour, but Crystal police say a lot of speeding takes place.
It is very dangerous. They are not going 30. They're going more like 40 to 50 miles an hour.
Now residents are calling for more safety measures.
They need to put cameras up there so that if something does happen, they need to get a picture of that license plate and take action of it.
I really feel like should be a stop sign in this area for them to slow it down so that way it won't be no more bad car accident, or like I said, at least try to prevent how much it happened.
Crystal police say distracted driving may have played a role in the crash. If you have any information, give them a call. In Crystal, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
A site in Brooklyn Park that was originally supposed to be a big box retailer is now planned to become apartments. A developer is proposing a 146-unit mixed income apartment building at the site north of Highway 610. To the west of the site, a future Twin Cities Orthopedics and a Raising Cane's restaurant are under construction. To the east are the Wickford Village townhomes. The building would have a mix of units, from studios up to 3-bedroom units. It would also have amenities such as a pool and a fitness center. The Brooklyn Park Planning Commission will review this proposal on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Brooklyn Park will review a new proposal by a medical technology firm, Juno Pacific, which plans to relocate to the city. Juno Pacific will move to a proposed business park southwest of Highways 610 and 169. Under the new plans, a developer would build 3 buildings instead of the 5 previously proposed to accommodate the medtech company. 2 of those buildings are significantly larger, though the amount of overhaul building space will remain roughly the same. Juno Pacific plans to relocate from Anoka by the end of 2022, with 350 employees initially and eventually more than 600. And now a correction to a story we first told you about earlier in the week. The Robbinsdale School Board has already voted and made its decision on school start times. The school board chose this scenario, which will save the district about $53,000 a year. This plan has elementary schools starting an hour and a half earlier than the current start time at 7:45. High schools would start more than an hour later at 8:35, and middle schools would start about an hour later at 9:20. The district will assemble parents and community members to discuss implementation strategies. Nearly 1 year after the initial COVID shutdowns, a Plymouth dental clinic says things are starting to normalize.
It's very difficult to take almost 3 months of patients and put them into an already full schedule that was pre-booked 6 months prior. So we expanded our hours, we shortened our lunches to try to accommodate patient demands and needs.
Camp Smile Pediatric Dental Clinic in Plymouth shut down last year on March 17th and reopened about 2 months later. The American Dental Association reports that dental spending declined as a result, dropping an estimated 38% in 2020, with an additional 20% slump expected this year. But here in Plymouth, they've put a number of safety protocols in place and patients are returning.
I'd say the majority of our patient base have had some reservations, but then have come and feel extremely safe. And so for that, I'm very thankful.
If you're delaying a trip to the dentist during the pandemic, experts encourage people to brush their teeth twice a day using a soft bristled toothbrush, floss daily, rinse for 30 seconds with mouthwash, and of course, stay hydrated. The Robbin Gallery in Robbinsdale kicks off spring with one of its annually anticipated shows. Neil Persley has more in today's weekend showcase.
Every March, the warming temps and longer days conjure visions of melting snow, college basketball playoffs, and for some, a special member-driven show at the Robbin Gallery.
March Madness, it's one of our annual members shows, and this year, 2021, marks 21 artists and 42 pieces of work.
The variety of work is diverse, from photography printed on metal to interesting sculpture, as well as various mediums and disciplines in painting.
I think given the past 12 months, people are eager for an inspiration of something, some kind of like a little pick-me-up. I think people are really ready to have something, some kind of influence that takes them somewhere else, even for a little while.
Why you'd ever want to leave Robbinsdale, I have no idea, but I'm picking up what you're laying down. And happy days are here again because Robbin Gallery has resumed normal gallery hours for live in-person with your own eyeballs viewing.
And we run our regular hours, which are Thursday evenings, and then Friday and Saturday afternoons.
Coming to the Robbin Gallery is free and can be as big or as little of a time commitment as you want. You can breeze through the exhibit, catching the items that strike your fancy, or linger and savor each piece. For a weekend showcase in Robbinsdale, Neil Persley, CCX News.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The first state tournaments of the winter season are coming up this week at Giants Ridge in Biwabik, with the state Alpine meet on Wednesday and the state Nordic meet Thursday and Friday. Jason Melillo captured the highlights of many of our top local skiers this week at the Section 5 and Section 6 Nordic meets.
A beautiful day for skiing at Theoworth Park in Golden Valley. In the boys' skate race, Wayzetta's Colin Freed clocks the fastest time at 8:18.3. He's second overall. Armstrong's Roger Anderson with the second fastest time in the skate. He's the overall winner with a combined time of 17:40.2. Falcons sophomore Alex Omott is third in the skate and seventh overall. Wayzetta freshman Daniel McCollar is fifth place in the skate as the Trojans edge Armstrong for the team title. The girls wax up their skis for the skate race. Hopkins 8th grader Sydney Drevlo wins the skate and is the overall winner with a combined time of 19:36.1. Wayzetta senior Lauren McCollar wraps her final section meet with a second place finish in the skate and is second overall. Elsa Bergman is third place and third overall for the Royals. The Trojans take the fourth and fifth spots thanks to Catherine House and Ingrid Halverson, and they win the team title over Hopkins. We spoke with Armstrong senior Roger Anderson following his final section race.
It's a great time skiing with Armstrong. There's always been a great community there and a good group of boys. I've been on the team since 7th grade, and it's so much fun.
Section 5 Nordic skiing. Per COVID-19 protocols, skiers go out in 3 separate waves and in the same order for both races. Blaine sophomore Ben Lewis wins the Classic and Skate and is the section champion with a combined time of 18:33.1. Maple Grove's Miles Brown is the runner-up, clocking a total time of 18:56.8. Just about a second behind Brown is Osseo's Nicholas Trezinka. His combined time is 18:57.7. Von Ruska takes 5th place for the Orioles with a time of 19:22.5. Maple Grove's Parker Coland, Matthew Broderson, and Kirk Carlson are 6, 7, 8, and the Crimson wins the team title. To the girls, and Elk River Zimmerman sophomore Haley Zimpel is the champion with a time of 23:14.7. Maple Grove's Lindsey Brown, wearing bib 114, is the runner-up with a time of 24:19.4. Callie Smith takes 8th place for the Crimson. They're third as a team. We talked to some of our top local finishers about getting to ski in the section meet in the year of COVID-19.
In the beginning, beginning of COVID, I was like, oh yeah, for sure we'll have Nordic season. That's so far away. And now that we're here, I'm just very thankful because of everything we've gone through with the restrictions and barely having any spectators here. So everyone I know is very thankful that we're here, but at the same time, we wish it was normal, but we're making the best of it.
I'm so thankful. I mean, I know that it's different, and certainly at first you're like, okay, well, that's different. We gotta work a little differently. We have to format kind of how we train, how we do this, but overall, I mean, you almost can't feel anything but just gratitude that we get to have a Nordic season. I mean, stuff's been so crazy this year, and it's good to just have this little bit of normalcy, you know?
At the beginning of the year, I was talking to my coaches and stuff, and they're like, I don't know if we'll even have a sections, a state meet. That was all up in the air, and it's really nice to like have it now and know like we got our sections done, we got the results we wanted, but still when we weren't sure, we still put the time in the off season, and it paid off now, and it's great to have a section meet like normal.
The State Nordic meet is coming up next week on March 11th and 12th at Giants Ridge in Bowabic. Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
Thanks, Jason. The rest of the state tournaments will follow over the next 5 weeks, with the winter season culminating with the state boys and girls basketball finals scheduled for April 10th. Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.